Okay, hello. And yeah, this is slightly terrifying. I thought I'd start this talk by making quite a simple, small confession. And that's that I like to collect words. So I'm just kind of curious about how they are in our environment. And really, words are everywhere. So it's not really about finding words. It's about filtering out the good words. And I didn't start as a linguist. It's not that I wasn't that good at English in high school. It was really only when I started to learn other languages and spent some time in France and Germany that I realised there was a lot of times where I couldn't really say what I wanted to say. I had to say what I was able to say due to the words I knew. So I walked around a lot, I took lots of photos, and I would find lots of words in French and German on lots of walls and streets and buildings, and I would just start to photograph them and just really appreciate how they looked visually, but also start to think about how they sounded when I would try to say them. So yeah, this forced me to kind of collect them and use them and store them up when I could. So I also collect English words, and they can be really quite simple. It's really just how they look visually in a place and maybe a connection that I make to them when I'm kind of experiencing that place. So this one, Special, I saw when I was walking around 9/11 War Memorial, and it was a snowstorm, and the snow was kind of biting at my face, and it was really cold, and there was that impact of it being such a powerful place. But yeah, I just loved the snow melting and bubbling around that word Special, so that was my word for that place. This one is from Arbroath. And I thought it was really fun. It said, "Walk this way." It made me think of the tune, and I followed it because it made me smile. But it took me to a dead end, actually. So I just kind of enjoyed taking some photos of the nets and stuff for a little while. This one, No Loitering. Again, just walking around cities for hours. I kind of found myself stopping for a minute and actually found myself face to face with this one, No Loitering. So I must have been loitering in some way right in front of it. And yes, I just loved it. I thought it was a lovely word. This one's Slow. I spotted across the river near Balmerino. And it was when I was out for a walk with some of my friends. We were meandering in February, trying to be healthy. And it was nice. We hadn't done that route before, even though it was so close to our house. And I just sort of spotted this little sign and thought it was a lovely way to sum up that day. This one, I don't know if you can read it. It says, "Don't even think of asking me to buy this chair." And it's this tiny, tiny little label in the window. I think I spotted it about 10 years ago. So it just kind of is an example of collections of words that I kind of make me remember places and spaces and how they all work. This one, it kind of combines all of them. And I think it kind of sums up, it came with a cake on it, and I think it really was trying to entice me to buy more cake, which I actually did. But I also was eating cake with a friend, and it was an old friend who I was catching up with, and it was nice just to kind of remember to kind of make those moments and catch up. This guy I spotted while I was walking around a French town called Poitiers. I had written down the name and I've forgotten it now. But he's a French, I think he's actually a Swiss artist. And the words, they seem really odd if you speak French. They're kind of obscure nonsense, but actually there's code from Second World War messages that he put blatantly on the buildings. This one, I'm going to have to speed up, was at the DCA. It was a chip shop. They were kind of crafting delicious, lovely printed words that you could take away at quite a cheap takeaway price. So I came away with Bampot Pili Wali and a word called tintinabulation. I don't know what that is. I kind of do, but this is one of my favourite exhibitions at the DCA since I've kind of spent time in Dundee. It was an artist, Sister Kirita Kent, and yeah, it was just filled with beautiful, colourful screen prints. And I just kind of revelled in all those words and images that were in that space. I'm quite lucky. I've kind of changed that dynamic round, and I'm not just collecting words these days. I'm starting to craft and play with them in some ways. And I have been kind of in a communications role with museums and galleries for a couple of years now, and I just think they're kind of awesome. So that's nice. This is one word play, I guess, that I brought into my job when working with the McManus. We did a kind of small social media competition where we encouraged people in Dundee to suggest local words. And then we created a small bespoke batch of them for the shop with jeweller Bonnie Bling, based in Glasgow. This is quite a personal project from a challenge called Fun a Day that an artist called Morgan Can set in 2013, and she challenged us to do something fun and creative every day. So I decided to cut a word out of paper every day. I don't know if that's what I call fun, but it was. In 2014, I was helping to organise the Fun a Day project, and also I was going on holiday. So I decided to, again, pick one word every day to kind of sum up that month, but instead of doing it myself, I asked other people. So sorry for the screenshots, friends. It's random friends that I kind of included in that video. It was short and messy, but it kind of was a nice capture of that month and that moment in 2014. I started learning to screen print in 2014 and at the DCA print studio, and with the Print Collective, I made this as one of my first prints. So again, a way that I've combined words into some of the screen prints that I've made. I kind of worked with repeat text or small details and just trying to play with how you kind of see the words, but also how they visually play with your mind. I guess in some way it's just a kind of fun combination of collecting all these words over all this time, although it's mostly just for fun. These words, I'm not going to read them all. Maybe you can read them all in 20 seconds if you're quick, but it's the Holstein Manifesto. It's a poster that I really love. I've got it on my bedroom wall. And I just think it's quite important and quite magical how words can be quite empowering if you enjoy reading them. I read these quite often. The ones that stood out to me probably tonight is life is short, share your passion and go out and start creating. So I guess that's my sum up for this evening. Okay.